Hello, and welcome to Kerbal Space Program Career Mode. So today we are first going to do a few missions here in the around Kerbal to gain some money, as you can see now on the screen, and later on we're going to proceed to a main mission, which will be exploring Minmus and next parts, doing a manned landing. So first we can see docking to vessel around Kerbal, so that's what we're going to do now. We're going to build two small kind of rover type like crafts, and we're just going to dock them here around on Kerbal since I'm too lazy to send two crafts up into orbit and then dock them. So that's kind of a pain in the ass, so I'm just going to deploy them here on the side of the runway and well reach Y of course first of all, and then land them here and then launch the second one so we can dock those two, and hopefully everything will go according to plan. So you can see obviously that this is quite fast time accelerated, so that you guys don't have to sit through all this time. In the end I think I have wasted more time in doing and in trying doing this docking maneuver than it would have taken me to kind of launch a craft like a real spacecraft into orbit and dock them probably. And I'm pretty sure it would have been more interesting for you guys to watch than just this stupid rolling around here on the surface of Kerbal. And as you can see, the design is really flawed. We can't even dock even if we are perfectly aligned. Excuse me. So this is kind of more or less just really fiddling around. But since there's nothing really interesting going on the screen, I can talk a little bit around just generally here. One really fun aspect, well, before that I have to mention I'm now doing something slightly redesigning so that we have the docking ports not facing downwards but on the same height. So, and the other thing what I kind of wanted to mention on the side is, since this footage right now is the most time accelerated I have ever done so far, kind of, I think it's 6 times or so, 6 times regular speed, and it is, since I can hear the in-game sounds a little bit louder than you can, or you will be able to hear it, so that you can understand me very good. So that's why I kind of load down the in-game sound. But the funny thing in the in-game sound is, in 4 or 6 times regular speed, it is such an amazing music. It's just amazingly, really, it just so great. It really sounds different, as if it's completely another music, or as if they have already planned on listening to their music at multiple times the time acceleration. So, anyways, now quickly checking around for different other missions and what we have here in terms of satellite dishes, whether we can already establish a comms network. But now we're gonna jump into the main aspect of today's mission. We're gonna build a Minmus, not rescue craft, but another Minmus explorer. And as I mentioned, and maybe you've seen the mission which we have taken, we are planning to land, and I probably said this already in the beginning, so we're planning to land a Kerbal on the surface of Minmus and bring them of course safely back to Earth. I already want to say no, back to Kerbal of course. So Kerbal and Kerbal makes more sense. But we are going to use our main craft, which we have used already multiple times, but now we're gonna, well, which we have used last time. Now we're gonna slap landing legs on there, 3 and again no 4 landing legs, and those bucket tanks, so that we have some extra fuel, and we have our science bay and everything interesting here, science related stuff. So we're ready to launch our Minmus 3. Well, it's still more or less the same rocket design, just slightly improving on those, you know, improving, kind of just doing something with the second stage, which is going to go to orbit and then to the destination of course. So, and now we have normal regular liftoff, everything going according to plan, and we've already seen this multiple times, deploying the booster separation, everything exploding down there, but we don't really care, and descending towards orbit, so as we regularly do. So this kind of concept, or this design, or rocket design, is going pretty well, but I think we will have to change it sometime soon, since we will probably go to other destinations soon. So I think after Minmus, the next logical step would be probably going an interplanetary kind of a probe-ish, just to go into the solar, like the solar science zone. And now we have here a good again liquid fuel booster separation. So we've got the kind of either going into interplanetary space just for solar science data and accomplishing something like this, or the next step will be determined by all those missions, of course, going into visiting another planet like Duna or Eve. So, but anyways, now focusing back onto the footage here, we can see I've skipped through the transfer. Now we are approaching Minmus. We are already on close, kind of in the sphere of influence of Minmus. Now slowing down, not a really good approach, we are very high, but we have more than enough fuel, so we don't really care about that. So we can bring our orbit down without any problems. Then now fly back, time accelerate closer to Minmus, doing a screenshot, and then they're decelerating in order to prepare for our first touchdown on the surface of Minmus. And this will be our the second landing on another planetary body for Jebediah, and as well the second planetary landing on any other planetary body except Kerbin, of course. So now doing the kind of science thingies which we have to do everywhere, since we want the science, the juicy science. So all those experiments, collecting, throwing everything into the pot, like grabbing everything with Jeb, then throwing into the pot, and continuing our plan to do our burns and our deceleration and our landing procedure here on Minmus. Speaking of Minmus, which looks always really beautiful and minty, Minmus is one of the easiest planets, now bodies, yeah, that makes more sense, bodies to land on and to get to. Well, of course it's the moon of Kerbin, so it is definitely easy to get to, but I mean it's very easy to land. You don't really need a lot of LTV, and the gravity is extremely low, so even if you're a little bit late, you will definitely not kind of crash into the surface like Valentina did and die. Let's stop speaking of bad things and focus on our lovely touchdown here on the minty surface of Duna. No, not Duna. Minmus, goddammit. I think my brain already wants to go to Duna or something like that. So now again we have successfully touched down, doing crew reports, doing all those really important things we have to do here. Yeah, then doing all other science experiments, which is kind of the main reason, I guess, except going to another planet or planetary body. Doing the science day is kind of the very important thing, and this lets us progress in the game, of course. And we need some money from all those goddamn contracts, which can be really annoying sometimes. So yeah, I kind of think the science let's play, well, before there was a career mode with money and reputation and upgrading buildings, the old career mode was only science mode. So I thought the science mode was pretty good back then, but now if you're playing science mode, I don't really think you're doing a real playthrough from ground zero. You're already starting at some point, since it is kind of important not to die. I mean, like, losing Kerbals costs a lot of money, since hiring them costs around 40, like it starts at 40,000, I guess, and then it increases as far as I remember, but those numbers might be off by a lot, since I haven't recruited any haven't bought any Kerbals yet. Here in this let's play, the last time I bought them was I have no clue, back in 1.2 or so. Anyways, now planting our after doing our EVA report and our surface sample, we're gonna plant our obligatory flag here, and mark that we are here. We set a lovely logo, the purple background and the white rocket. I think it's, well, the quality of the logo is not too great, since I did it myself and I'm terrible at CG, though I think it's pretty well done for an idiot like me. But enough of that. First landing here in the icy surface of Duna. Wow, again the same thing not doing it, goddammit. So by the way, all those screenshots, if you're interested, you can check them out on my Instagram. Speaking of Instagram, this is something I already wanted to mention some time ago, but I haven't done this so far. There's something really hilarious going on in my Instagram. Well, I consider it hilarious, everybody else is just normal, probably. Now, the thing is, at the point when I'm recording this video and doing the commentary a couple days later, I have on YouTube 24 subscribers, which I'm really thankful to have. Thank you guys very much. And there are around 66 followers on Instagram, which is kind of ridiculous. That's more than double the amount of followers on Instagram compared to my YouTube subscribers. And kind of my plan was to have kind of the Instagram as a secondary, or just as a bonus to the YouTube, and not kind of try to throw people from Instagram onto YouTube. That's really kind of funny, I guess. So if you're on Instagram and you have found my video through Instagram, type it down in comments. I'm really interested. Anyways, now back to the screen. Back to the footage on the screen. Yeah. Since sometime a couple of days have passed since launching our mission, I decided to have a look whether we have kind of received a new contract to new science data from Minmus or something on those lines. Since we are already there, and picking up an extra science points there does not make it's not a lot of work for us right now. And like I said, it's not really a lot of work, so we could have easily completed this mission just as a bonus on the side. So yeah, without really thinking about too much. So now we are going to plan our return back home. We have planted our flag, we have done everything necessary here, and luckily for Minmus, we don't really need a special time transfer window. There you go, transfer window, like for Duna, Eve, Moho, and all those kinds of returns. Otherwise, it's pretty much really annoying to get back. Yeah. Anyways, now already in an orbit, and now already suborbital. No, not suborbital, but hyperbolic. So we're gonna leave the sphere of influence of Minmus very soon. So that's definitely something to kind of look forward to, since we are already on our lovely way back. Wow, on our way back home. So now lowering the peri up so that we can get pretty close to Kerbin, and then slowly truly increasing or decreasing our height so that we just come at the very top of the atmosphere, not to burn up. Even though we have a heat shield, I'm not sure whether this would still save us from the enormous heat of, going without a heat shield. So that's what I would have wanted to say there. So since I guess the video is starting to come to an end, even though we have still a lot of footage and I'm out of things to say, since I didn't really have any other interesting news except the fact that the funny thing with Instagram, that's kind of, I'm really confused. Maybe because people are God damn it, today is not really a good day to have a great commentary, but I really want to do this commentary today, since the episode will be uploaded tomorrow. So from your perspective, it's yesterday. So yeah, whatever. Now the point is, I think that on Instagram you're more likely to just subscribe to somebody and follow those guys instead, and not like on YouTube, where you really have to or really consider and think about subscribing to somebody. Well, let's leave this point now out, since we now re-entering back home, and since re-entry is not the most interesting part, strange glitch there. Anyways, we now re-entering again at a faster time accelerated speed, since I have it earlier, I guess 2 times or only 1 time regular speed even. So now the re-entry is of course a lot faster, since it's pretty kind of the same thing over and over and over again. Yeah, and since we had now our good re-entry, and we can recover our vessel. So after recovering our vessel, we can see here we gained 600 science, well, even 600 science points, which is really great. This helped a lot out. So in the next mission we will be, like before the next mission, we can grab a lot of new technologies and increase and improve our space program by that, of course, and we will be able to get new parts and do even more crazy things, and oh god, who knows what we're gonna do there. Those funds recovered, who cares, that's just some things. And we can see that Jebediah advanced to the next level, which is also pretty interesting. So right now we can see we have completed as well all those contracts, which are well also kind of one of the important things we are following, especially those world record type contracts, since they kind of showed or tell us the pace in which we want to explore the galaxy, not the galaxy, the solar system, the Kerbal system. There you go. So now in the R&D, as always, towards the end of our good episodes, we can see that we have a lot of interesting science points with which we can unlock interesting things, and probably gonna go for something around those electronics, since building comms network is interesting, and satellites, though at the moment they're more more focused on kind of, how is it called, Kerbal, like manned exploration, as it was back in the 70s, I guess, 70s and 80s, though I'm not quite sure now in the timeline, since I do know some space flight history, but I mean not to an extreme extent, but you can find there a lot of interesting videos and explanatory things out there. Anyways, now on this note, I would say thank you guys very much for watching for this Kerbal Space Program career mode, and yeah, until next time. So thanks very much for watching, and Spaceship signing out.